also been able to go inside of refugee camps, teaching beatboxing and theater. And it's been one of the joys of my life to share this art form, because as you can see from what you just experienced, it's fun, it's funny, it's lighthearted. We get up here, we make goofy sounds, and we find joy in that. And I think that it's really important for me to express to you like how significant that is, and a little bit about the work that I do. Right? So, I was a 3-time artist in residence at Harvard University. That I spent about 3 years there exploring beatboxing and arts education, the Graduate School of Education and the Hutchins Center. And one of the programs that I created was a program called Beat Rockers. And Beat Rockers was a program that was at the Lavelle School for the Blind. And it was a speech therapy program where we used beatboxing as a form of speech therapy, right? And we had, an amazing experience there, because, you go in as a teacher, and I never thought I would be a teacher. It just happened to be one of the things that I do. And in this school, the kids are blind, but they also have multiple disabilities, right? So it's blind and you have autism, or you're blind and you have, Down syndrome, or you've had a traumatic brain injury, and you're blind, right? So beautiful people who have real challenges. And I remember one little girl came into the classroom, and she couldn't take amplified sounds, right? And this is a very common thing, right? And so she couldn't stay in that classroom the first day. And she came back the next week, and she was determined to listen to the music. Right? So the music that we were creating was all from the voice. We would sample a kid's voice, and that sound could be something really simple, like, right? And we would take that one sound, and we would put that with multiple other sounds, and we would make music. Now, some of these students, they can only communicate, say, by pressing a button to let you know that they're happy, or that they feel okay, or that they're sad. But this particular student, who was blind, she was 7 years old, she could never make sounds outside of her home. So in her home, she could make vocal sounds. But the moment that she left her home, she could not make sounds, right? And this was her life. And she didn't make sounds in the class, but she absorbed it, and she listened. And then about 7 months into our school year, she made her first sound, right, outside of her home as a beatboxer. And the speech therapist that we were working with, their jaws drop, and we start to, examine a bit deeper, what is it about this art form? What is it about art and music that was so transformational for her that it gave her the strength to make her first sounds to communicate to another human being? This is the type of work that I do now. But none of that would have happened for me had I not come here to Platteville High School. Right? Platteville High School was a very, very, very important part of my life. When I came to Platteville High School, I came through an organization called Family Advocates. And Family Advocates was a place for, if you don't know, was a place for people who really don't have a place to go. Right? I was essentially me, my sister, and my mom. My mom was in an abusive relationship. We were heading from Hazel Green to Chicago, and he pulled over on the side of the road and got a gun and put it to my mother's head, threatened to kill her in front of us. Right? And my little sister, who's about 3 years younger, she went to middle school, I went to high school here. She screamed, and my mother rushed us out of the truck, and we were just standing on the side of the road. The rain was pouring down, we're soaked. And so we began our journey walking back towards Hazel Green. There was a trailer that we had. We were raising greyhound dogs. That's what the guy did that my mom was with. And we packed up our belongings into a little car, and my mom found family advocates, and that's where we went. We stayed Family Advocates for about a year, and it was challenging because at that time, this was like the mid-90s, right? There weren't many people that looked like me here, and it was a really challenging part of my life, right? Because I'm 14, 15 years old, and I'm trying to find friends, but I was really a foreigner in many ways. But there were some people at Platteville High School who were extraordinarily nice to me, right? Who really saw the challenges that I was experiencing at that moment. I predict there was like 2 black people in the school, and there was a gentleman named Alex, and he was escaping from Rwanda because at that time Rwanda was having a genocide, and so his family had escaped from Rwanda. His father was a professor at the university, and then there was me. And there were teachers here that really, really, really had an extraordinary impact on me. One of those teachers is Miss Schober, there certainly are other teachers who had a real big impact on me. I was into speech and theater, and so this is the first stage that I ever performed on, and it just had this impact. It allowed for me to turn my life around, because where I had come from before, it was a bad place. It was violent. There were gunshots a lot. There was a lot of poverty, and this place gave me an opportunity to not just get a great education, but to explore my work in the arts, so that I could then go out and not just achieve my dreams, right, but that I could go out and help other people. So the reason that I'm having this conversation and this talk with you is because I am really a living testament to what it means when others are kind. Okay? Not everyone was kind. All right? I'm gonna be clear about that. And so what I'm hoping that you do